Hi, my name is Chris Ryan and thank you for joining me here at Amendoeira Golf Resort in Portugal. Today I'm going to show you what I call the flamingo drill, which is going to help you hit draws and fades, or even reduce the amount of draw or fade that you might have in your golf game. So thank you for joining me here at Amendoeira in Portugal. I've just been out here for 4 days hosting a golf school, and the courses here are absolutely superb. And as you can see behind me, a fantastic practice facility as well. So if you are ever in the area, definitely a course to come check out and play. So we are talking about club path, we're talking about the curve on a golf ball, and we're talking about how your weight distribution impact can influence that curve. So if we're talking of curve, we've really only got two. We've got a ball which curves to the right, and we have a ball which curves to the left. Now, if we were to sort of generalize, and I appreciate this is a generalization, the golfers who have the higher handicaps would tend to have more curve from left to right for a right-handed golfer. The lower handicaps tend to almost have the opposite problem. They often have too much right to left curve, and it's fairly common for good players to experience shots which curve too much right to left through the air. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do some one-legged drills, and we're going to show you how that can really influence the impact, the club path, and obviously the resulting curve. You can therefore use whichever of these drills is applicable to you during practice to help you improve your club path. So let's go ahead and talk about the golfer who hits that left to right shot, the fade, the slice. I've got a 6-iron here, but this could be applied right through the bag with all of the golf clubs. So if I am a slicer of the golf ball, a fader of the golf ball, when I hit the ball, it will be very common to have a lot more body weight on my trail leg. I will often feel that when I finish the golf swing, I finish with a weight on my trail leg. I find it difficult to finish with a weight on my lead leg. These are common traits from the fader or the slicer of the golf ball. The golfer out there who tends to hit the right to left shots, the hook shots, very often will actually have the body weight shifting forward too early in the golf swing. So they get too much into their left side. The result then is maybe a little bit of stall out in the body. The arms will often flip. They may well even have to sort of back up through impact. But effectively we have this stall or this back up, and the arms can often take over, and we can get that ball moving right to left. So if we were to look at the general pattern, we see the faders with too much weight on the back leg, and the drawers or the hookers of the golf ball with too much weight on the front leg. Using one leg, we can start to change this pattern. So let's take me, for example. I tend to move the ball right to left. My bad shot is often a push or a ball which turns over too much. So what I could do is I could take my starting position, and I'm going to find it much easier to fade the ball if I set up with the majority of my weight on my trail leg. So you can see that I'm using my lead leg for a bit of stability, but effectively I'm just standing on one leg. So if I take my setup to this golf ball, and this will take a little bit of kind of getting comfortable, but I'm going to place my right foot in, I'm going to address the golf ball, and then I'm just going to kind of support that with this lead leg, but all the weight is on this back leg, as you can see. Now from here, if I make some little half swings, I'm going to find it much easier to work that club from slightly out to in, to work that club across the golf ball, move my path a little bit left, and create some left to right curve on that shot. So let's go ahead and just hit, I'm only going to maybe hit this 100, 120 yards. We're going to see if I can keep this weight to this back leg. Okay, and I was able to move that ball nicely left to right through the air, a pattern which is very different to what I normally experience. So, if you're the other golfer, the golfer who hits those shots and you want to move away from those shots, as you can probably imagine, we're going to move the opposite way. So I'm now going to take my setup with my weight on my lead side. So again, my trail foot is literally just there to give me a little bit of support. But what I've actually done here is I've moved my center of mass more in front of the golf ball. Effectively what I'm doing here is I'm going to hit the golf ball earlier in its arc, earlier in the circle, because the ball is more to the right of me. Moving my ball to the right of me and hitting the golf ball earlier in the circle is going to help move my club path more to the right. So from here, I should find it much easier to move the ball on a right to left flight, as you can see there. So just by changing where my weight distribution is, I can really influence the club path. If I can influence the club path, a little bit of work on the club face, and I can then influence the curve on the golf ball. And I can move that ball right to left and left to right just by setting up on maybe one of my feet. So we could then take that feeling through to a full swing. So if you are a golfer who, fades the ball, we're going to try and get you in your golf swing to feel like you move your pressure a little bit more into your lead side a little bit earlier. and get the feeling of impact that you're kind of where you were in that little drill. The weight is on the lead leg. That's going to help us move the path to the right. If you're an overdrawer of the golf ball, you may want to have some feelings where you're staying a little bit back for a little bit longer and you're starting to work the club across the ball. Both of these golf swings, we would still like the pressure to be going forwards and you to finish forwards, but you can see how the drill's kind of influencing my feels. And when I'm on the golf course, I can use some of those feels to try and hit those shots that I want. So let's finish up with a normal swing. I will definitely tend to be that overdrawer of the golf ball. So my drill would be on my trail foot, which I've already done. So when I swing, I'm going to almost have the feeling, okay, stay back on this foot. This is going to help me move my path a little bit closer to where I want it and hit the ball on a more neutral flight. And I'd be very, very happy with that. And you can see where I have finished. I have moved my pressure forward. I did shift towards the target, but just as I started the downswing, I like to feel that was a little bit later. I don't want to get into that lead side too soon because I'm then going to hit those overdraws and those hooks. So one-legged drill, going to help you fix your path, going to help you influence the ball flight, and you can move your flight from what it is to maybe what you'd like it to be. Definitely going to help you perform better on the course, lower the scores, and hopefully some bragging rights in your 4-ball as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you again to Arden for letting me have access to this facility. Really appreciate them hosting me. Thank you for watching. Usual stuff is down below. Comments box, like button, and over there's a button which will allow you to become a free subscriber. Would love to have you part of my channel. We can hopefully help you play some better golf this year and have some more fun on the golf course. Hopefully we'll see you back here again soon.